I spend my Mondays like Fridays. I spend my Fridays in a box with my heart on my whining. I put my pinings on pedestals to the keeping them grounded. What's that mountain to nothing? Let's make some something.
What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the shop. So I've been in the market for a thickness planer for a while now. And it's like one of those tools that you don't need often, but when you do need it, you need it. So, spoiler alert, I am doing a little project. I'm making a bowling ball rack, a really nice one. And we're using some walnut and some hard maple. So jointing a board is easy enough. Jointer doesn't take up that much room, and you can do a lot with that. This little guy right here, or big guy, one of my favorites. I use it all the time. But that's for taking care of one edge of one board. Then once you join it, you can bring it to the table saw, rip it down, and you have two perfectly parallel sides. Then you can use a crosscut sled, and you can get these sides parallel. But getting the thickness parallel, I mean, it is possible with some winding sticks and hand planes, but you're gonna be there for a while, and it's a lot of work. So if you're serious about woodworking and you want to shave some time off, this is kind of like one of those necessary things, because it can get the board perfectly parallel top and bottom. So I was looking around for a while, and usually I would just borrow my dad's. He purchased one used from some guy, and I borrowed it a few times, and I noticed on his that it didn't have any like dust collection whatsoever. It had some sort of piece of plastic to guard from you putting your hands on the blade, but that's about it. And then it just, like, literally it looked like a snowblower. Just wood shavings, so it just went everywhere. Like, you couldn't use it inside. So I started looking, and actually I went to Lowe's just because they had a bunch on display, and I wanted to see what the differences were. DeWalt, Craftsman, you know, there's a million brands, and they all look the same. They all look exactly the same. And pretty much, from what I saw, they are, except for a couple of small things. DeWalt has a 12.5, and it has some sort of locking mechanism up here with a bunch of bars. This Ridgid, it's right there. Boom. Locked. The DeWalt and the Ridgid have this little thing where you can adjust eighth, quarter, half, 3/4. You set the thickness you want, and then you just bring your cutter head down slowly onto your piece of wood, keep passing it through until you bottom out on your stop, and you're good to go. I noticed they all have this similar, you know, Allen wrench with some magnets on the end, and I'm guessing that is for helping you get the blade in and out. You loosen the grubs and just magnet to the blade and pop it out. This Ridgid has a nice little tool storage on the side. So I was looking into price, and also I was looking for dust collection. I was not going back to snowblower. This thing's heavy, and if I'm gonna use it, I do not want to drag it outside, because what if I want to use it in the winter? So, sorry Dad, but I won't be needing yours anymore. But anyways, I looked into like the DeWalt 12.5. That was $500. Then DeWalt has a 13. That's $600. And the only other one that I saw was a Craftsman, which is identical to my dad's Delta. It's identical. It's a 10 amp instead of a 12 amp. The tables are a lot shorter. If you like cut off from Ridgid out, that's how big the tables are on the Craftsman and the Delta on both sides. And also on the Delta and the Craftsman, this plastic shroud sticks out. So you have to move the cutter head up to close the door. This one just kind of comes out the side there. Nice large in-feet and out-feet tables. Check this out. Yeah, that's 10 feet, a little over 10 feet of extension cord. Well, it's not extension cord, it's the cord to the tool, 10 feet. I think all shop tools should come with 10-foot cords. But yeah, I kind of just, I took a chance on this. I didn't buy this at Lowe's, but I wanted to go and see what they had and what the differences were. And this is a 13. It'll do a board up to 13 inches. And it's also a 12 amp, like the DeWalt, except it was $150 cheaper. So I took a chance on it, and I tried it out. We sent this through. Hard maple, walnut. Let's check it out. So it's definitely better. A little bit better. But these things, if you saw what came out the other end with no dust shroud, you'd understand. Yeah, that's not bad. Couple of chips on the table I can vacuum up, but when it comes out like a snow blower and it goes everywhere, that's unacceptable. Wow, actually, I'm actually kind of impressed. I mean, I think no matter what, you're gonna get a little bit of mess. But if you saw what it looked like with no dust collection, you'd see why. This is nothing. This is not bad. There'd be like a pile. I mean, I took quite a bit off. And obviously, like whenever you buy a miter saw, it comes with a crap blade. Whenever you buy a table saw, it comes with a crap blade. And I think that came with a crap blade. Because there's just some tiny little lines. I mean, those will sand out super easy. But I'll definitely be upgrading to a better blade. And by putting in this piece of wood first, this thing takes the brunt of it. There's still, it's so tiny though. Like, it's so tiny, the amount of snipe. I mean, you can sand that out, no problem. Finally, a thickness planer that just saved me hours of planing by hand. With new blades, I bet you this thing will be a beast. But there was no, I mean, it had plenty of power, and it powered right through this hard maple. And look at this. Smooth as glass. No tearing, which is good. No tear out. So yeah, I recommend this Ridgid if you're looking for a thickness planer that can hook up to a vacuum. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, subscribe. It's right there. Do it. See you later.
Around the mountain, I'ma run straight through it. This be some Grey Buick music, like a budget be cooler than ballin' out when the economy fruitless and the ecosystem nervous, like a school full of shooters. Keep it all on the loop, like a rapper producer. God watch it and he laughing like it's all a big joke. Maybe that's the way to tackle all this hardship on the road of life, like if something isn't going right. Well then that's